Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode on the farm. Yeah, so in the last episode we got a lot of automation done here, and we actually set up passive tier 1 microminers with the microverse projectors. Towards the end of the episode we also added a handful more assembly lines to passive neural processing units, LUV emitters, and also the field generators. We added our extended crafting onto our new part of the base, and of course we fluid solidified a bunch of new materials over here. So the first thing I'd like to do today is to expand Draconic Evolution Fusion Crafting. Because to craft the tier 7s we need something called the energy core stabilizers. We also need the ender energy manipulators, wyvern cores, dislocators, and many other recipes. I think maybe the awakened core in here, we need to passive all of this stuff. So fusion crafting is definitely going to be one of our biggest bottlenecks in the very end game, which is why I think it's a very good idea to start building out these things in an expandable way. But before we start the assembly process, we have to think about the input items for all the ingredients we want. First of all, we have to passively craft draconic cores. All the inputs for this can be fluid solidified, so these are effectively free for us. And using the draconic cores along with some blaze rods, which we may have to look into production of today, I think it may be time to get the supercomputer. But yeah, with this we want to make particle generators. We also have to make draconium dust, which is going to be used along with chorus flour, and chorus flour I think is also something that we have to look at today. Yeah, this takes even more blaze powder, and this is used to make the dislocators. And I think because of NBT we have to extract these things manually. We have to break the drawer controller first, otherwise our AE system is going to flood this drawer. Unlock it, that should send the items in here. Yep, there we go, and lock this again. Replace the drawer controller, and I think we'll have to give some extra upgrades to this guy. Alright, so I think we got the basics down, we got all the input items automated already. Granted, some of them are very slow and we'll have to address them, but I think it's time that we start to build out this fusion crafting area. Okay, so I think I've refined this design a little bit, and there's a few conditions that have to be true for this fusion crafter to work. The first of which is you have to be crazy enough to place all these conduits. No, but these fusion crafters, the way they work is they take their inputs from these injectors, which have to be at least one block away from the core. Once it establishes a valid recipe, it then has to receive a redstone pulse, which is what the clock here is for. It's then going to charge using the energy from these energy conduits, which are supplied every second row here. Every second stack. You can think of these in like blocks of 2. And then the finished item will end up here, where it will be extract on blue here. And that will go back into our interface. So yeah, the idea with these is they're going to be completely passive, so we're not going to use lasers for this. We're instead using the item conduits. So the first one here is going to be for wyvern cores. We have to have at least 2 injectors with compressed infused lava crystals. We need at least 2 with blocks of nether stars, so we can also add this into our interface here. Then we can add these to the item filters on the inserts of the injector. Everything will be insert brown, and we have round robin enabled from the extract here. Yeah, so now the injector's got the nether stars. I think the last thing we need is just some draconic cores, which it appears we don't have anymore, huh? What happened up here? Was it you guys? What happened up here? Where is the draconic cores? Oh, I missed the conduit here. This isn't on extract. That would do it. Poor chickens, poor chickens. They get the blame for everything around here. So we got all the injectors filtered. We also have to filter the middle item, which is empowered emeradic, and add it to this interface here. So now that this is a valid recipe, it instantly starts because of the redstone signal, and this is just going to passively create us wyvern cores. We need a way to shut off the system, and that's not really built into this design. Oh, that is very, very loud. Let's add this to the sound muffler. Yeah, so I think to limit this, we're instead going to put the items into a drawer, so instead of extract blue on the interface, we can share a drawer somewhere over here maybe, and we'll use the max buffer size of the drawer to limit how many wyvern cores we craft, since this does take draconic cores and the particle generators also take draconic cores, which is why I think it's so slow to fill this thing. But yeah, doing it this way means we can have the other drawer for these injectors here, if I can place the drawer right there, and that means we can have 1 storage bus for 2 setups here. The idea with all of these is they're going to have one tower per recipe. So yeah, that is the basic concept for 1. Now we've got about 100 more of those to go. I'm going to be here for a few hours, I think. I suspect we will run into some more problems with this, but that's part of the fun as well. So yeah, let's see how far I can get with this. You know what, before we start, let's send a bunch more tier 8s for chaos shards. To get the supercomputer, we do... Oh, you can't get this. We're missing tritanium. Okay, that's just a fluid solidifier recipe, I think. Yeah, if we want to expand DML, we will need a handful more chaos shards, so I'll keep sending those missions as I'm working on this. Oh yes, that looks so cool. Look at this. So many filters to set here, but I think I may actually add another tower today, at least as well, especially for things like the Wyvern cores, since the Wyvern cores are used in a couple of these other processes. Oh, look at this one over here, it's even synchronized itself. Oh, that is so cool. Anyways, yeah, so we're making Wyvern cores, the particle generators, over here in these Draconic ones, which is the minimum tier. Some recipes do require a higher tier of injector. This one is doing advanced dislocators, and the Wyvern ones are doing ender energy manipulators. So I think that's all the fusion crafts that we need for the tier 7 and possibly also the 8 as well. I always get spun around in this space now. I always end up the wrong way. But yeah, before we do anything else with that, I think we want to set up these blast furnaces right here. These are the last 2 heavy platings we're missing for tier 9 and 10. They have to be given at least UV power. And this should be a relatively plug-and-play job here since we have all the blast furnaces set up already. So this has to be given quantum flux, which we already have on passive. Just add it into the interface. Krypton gas in the fluid input, and also awakened draconium plates, which I don't think we have already on passive. No, we don't, but we do now. Oh, and I completely skipped one. We also need fluxed armor plating for this. Range should turn off any second now. Perfect. The celestial manipulator coming in big here. Yeah, fluxed electrum can't be fluid solidified, but we do already have the blast furnace for it over there. We can just import this into a compressor to make the plates. Combine the plates with flux crystals, which we already have here. I feel like everything is coming together now. We can just take things out of the solidifier walls and out of our AE system, and it just works. At least most of the time. Yeah, there's fluxed armor plating. Add this into the blast furnace here. And now, pretty slowly, we are making quantum fluxed eternium heavy plating. Yeah, so long as this thing builds up, we should be able to send our tier 9 today. And I guess while we're at these blast furnaces, we should really set up neutronium heavy plating. This one is actually even easier since we can fluid solidify the neutronium. And the Einsteinium, of course, comes from the creative tank. There we go, perfect. This one we're going to fully upgrade since it's effectively free for us. It only costs us power. Speaking of power, actually, with all the fusion crafters running, how is this doing? We're up to 600 years. We took some life away from this thing, so yeah, we're now plus 22 million RF per tick. I think it was up near 40 last episode, so yeah, these things are huge energy drains. So yeah, if we look at the tier 7 recipe again, we now have our LUV field generators on passive, we have the ender energy manipulators, we have the energy core stabilizers. Do we have draconium heavy plating? Yes, it looks like we do have it, but let's give some upgrades to that drawer if we can find it. I don't know where that is. Okay, game, I really don't know where it is. I've flown around here like 8 times already. Where is it? Point the way. Tell me where it is. You spend all your days looking at these drawers, you must know. No, he doesn't know. He doesn't know, and neither do I. So we've got the guidance system and the lasers taken care of from last episode. That just leaves these warp engines that we need. And some of this we already have even because of the dislocator. The rest though is just going to be a lot of filtering. Yeah, this just keeps going. Look at all this. All of this we have to passive. I guess we better get started then. What in the world has went on here? You guys see this behind us? What happened to our reactor? I mean, yeah, I took down the other one, but look, what? How is this possible? We had creative tank of coolant here. Yeah, look, the ender tank is still full. Oh no, this is just a mess. Oh no, oh, good luck getting out of there, chicken. Oh, yep, it poisons you and it burns you and it gives you weakness. I mean, I guess we just leave it right now. We'll come back. We'll clean it up later, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I managed to fill out this drawer wall here a bit more. In fact, I even filled up that other wall over there. Look at all the amount of things we've got on passive now. All of these sides of the drawers are full. We got all of the thrusters. We even got up to warp engines here. Only there is a bit of an issue with this craft specifically. Well, not this craft, the dislocator craft, yeah. As I suspected, we are completely out of chorus flowers. The way we're currently getting chorus flowers is with this farming station right here, but this is painfully slow. In like a full day, it produces like 300 chorus, and that is nowhere near acceptable. That is abysmal, so we have to do something about that, and I think our solution is going to be Phytogenic Insolators. So yeah, if the chickens let us, we're going to place them over here, next to the dragon egg mills, and maybe we go with 4 of these things. The only thing is we need Flux Phytogrow to be able to grow these chorus flowers, so for that we need Rich Phytogrow, and for that we need regular Phytogrow, which is coal dust or charcoal dust, apatite gems, saltpeter, and wood pulp. And nothing here we can fluid solidify, so we have to get a bit creative in how we come up with these materials. Not gonna lie, I think we voided a full barrel full of wood pulp during the livestream, but yeah, we're just gonna make more. We're gonna filter in oak wood into a pulverizer, and considering this is a LUV, this should be no problem at all for speed. Alright, so that's one item down. Second one is apatite. Apatite ore we are getting from our tier 1 microminer in one of these missions. I think it's this second one here. We just need an autoclave to turn it from the dust into the gems. Interface on the side, filter in the dust. We give it water with the fluid interface. Plug it in, and that should be our apatite gems automated. Alright, so now we've got charcoal dust or coal dust. I think we go with charcoal dust though, since it's a bit more renewable. So we have to first of all smelt wood. And this little setup over here that I had for conduit binder, I did actually change up, although it appears I forgot to filter conduit binder here after I took it out of this one. Yeah, some of you guys pointed out that it would actually fill the output chest, and that's exactly what happened after I set this up last episode. So instead of adding it directly onto this interface here, we have it coming from this interface, or we're supposed to. Yeah, binder composite should be here. And this is only extracted with the redstone signal when we have below 1000 conduit binder, which gets put into the input bus, smelted through the furnace, and output to the drawer here. And I think we'll do a similar system here for charcoal dust. And we'll go into the side of the input bus like this. And we'll just say less than 1000, since the multi-smelter is instant anyway. Then we just need a pulverizer to turn it into dust, which can go right here. Yeah, perfect. So I believe that just leaves saltpeter, which we can get from DML. We can get this from thermal pristines, but I think there's going to be a better way for us to get this. So what if we set up some igneous extruders? We got 4 here, and we give these clastic depositions. Unable to oh right, these were the old ones that we used in our fission reactor. Yeah, so with these we want to create red sand. Or in fact, does it give us red sandstone? It does. Okay, nice. Let's feed these some water as well. And also some lava. I don't think it consumes the lava, we just need at least a bucket in the inventory. Yeah, so let's store this in a drawer network above. I think we'll make it connect to this drawer network, and we can store the chorus flower in the same one. We can put a drawer controller back here. And some trim to connect it all together. So yeah, how do we get from sandstone to saltpeter? Well, that's easy, just one more pulverizer. Maybe? Oh, it's 4 pieces at a time. Wow, that's quite a lot of red sandstone that we're going to need. We may need a few more of these igneous extruders here. Oh yeah, and also to hook them up to some power. Let's give them the resonant upgrade, see if that helps any. Oh yeah, I guess we need to storage bus the drawers over here. Every time I press record here, this thing goes off for the rain. It always catches me off guard. But yeah, we need an applied energistics connection here to storage bus this. Now we're making our saltpeter, nice. And I think the last step is just to turn all of this into Phytogrow. First stage being in a crafter. Then inside a chemical reactor with ammonia, which we still have to add to our tanks here. Yeah, there's the rich Phytogrow. We may as well take this one step further as well. And we can do that with the energetic infuser. Let's upgrade it at least. I think doing this makes it a bit more efficient. Yeah, so now we should be able to add a little interface back here. And round robin between all of these insulators. Oh yeah, nice. So it's distributed amongst all of these machines. We also give it water with the creative tank. And if we collect some chorus here, because we have none buffered, and all the stuff that this thing does farm goes immediately into dislocators, it should automatically farm this. Oh, nice. Nice, and we get the chorus fruit, which is actually useless, but still. We get chorus flowers. In fact, I wonder if there's an augment that we can put on this. Yeah, let's go for 1 monoculture cycle, which means that the chorus flower is never consumed. And we'll go with 2 nutrient recoveries, which gives it a chance not to consume the Phytogrow. Actually, I think we'll go with 3 of these things. I was going to put a speed upgrade in there, but honestly it looks fast enough when we upgrade these machines, and we have 4 of them. Yeah, so we don't have to worry about cycling the chorus flower back in. We just need 2 drawers for the outputs here. Void upgrade on the fruit, and max upgrade the rest. Alright, so that should significantly increase the production of these warp engines. Oh yeah, we're already up to 25 of these things. Nice. So there's a few other items that I have pinned up here that we have to address. But yeah, before we look into that, let me show you this little system here that I've expanded on. It's the same sort of concept as the supercharged laser array from last episode, but this thing will automatically produce us tier 7 microminers, so long as we give it the inputs here. So yeah, we have one recipe. This is everything it costs to make a tier 7 microminer, and something that took us all episode and more to actually set up here. So yeah, we request it here. This is going to be extract with a signal on brown. Before I set that though, this thing is going into a packager with a limited item filter, which is the same amounts here that we filter in the interface. I don't think it actually matters that you filter in exactly one recipe worth. I just don't want to buffer that much in this interface here, since some of these items are used elsewhere. But yeah, whenever we have less than 4 tier 7 microminers, this thing is going to emit a signal. Everything is going to be placed in this packager where it gets packaged into the recipe package. The package is then requested by this interface, extracted on the conduit below into the unpackager, sent to all of these crafting tables. That crafts as the tier 7 mission. Let's just see this in action here. Let's activate with signal. Everything goes into the packager. Let's get some extract speeds on this. Oh, it was too fast. Yeah. As you can see here, everything gets packaged. It should be sent into one of these tables somewhere. Yep, there it is. That's the first one. The second one is in here. And if we check our AE system, we should see 4 tier 7 missions. Nice. I think I had 2 crafted from before. But yeah, we can add this to the storage monitor, and we have passive tier 7 missions. Oh my goodness, this took a while. But yeah, I know there is going to be some bottlenecks in the system, most of which is going to be, I think, these machines over here. It's been a while since we touched any of these things. So this is making things like the prescient crystals, which we are now out of. Yeah, this is one of our pinned items. These are used in the vibrant thrusters, used in the dark Solarian thrusters, used in the warp engines. So I think I'm going to take a little bit of time here and rebuild this whole setup, as I've mentioned when I first set this up. I'm going to rebuild it, make it more efficient, and probably double or triple all the machines here for all of these processes. And also remove it from all the cobblestone here. Slowly we're removing all this stuff. Although some of you guys wanted to actually see us keep the lawn base, so maybe we keep this grass block here. But the rest will go. The rest will be gone from here. You know what? I'm actually really excited about the way this thing turned out. Look how clean this is. I mean, we can facade all the conduit spaces. But look at this. We got everything in a nice, neat line here. So yeah, over this side, we're making flight control units, which actually immediately are all being used up. We may have to add 1 or 2 more of these things. The only ones I increased production for was the vibrant crystals, or the prescient crystals, I mean. But yeah, we also got our compactors for the gears and the plates. Not that we really need these anymore, since we can fluid solidify. We got our snowball machine, which is out of power. I didn't hook this up. And then over this side is the sentient enders, the zeologic controllers, the ender crystals, and the prescient crystals on this side. So yeah, it's basically the same setup as what we had, except I used some of the push-pull features on the EnderIO machines. It's quite useful when you have them stacked on top of each other like this. Still have to move over this atomic reconstructor here. This is for all of the actual additions blocks, which you can't fluid solidify for some reason. Although you can fluid solidify their empowered versions, which is kind of strange. Yeah, you can do the empowered versions, just not the regular versions. And these are still used in some places. Today, I would really like to look into the Simulation Supercomputer. This is a multi-block we haven't played with before. The only problem is we need a Heart of the Universe again, which means a tier 10 microminer. And when I was moving everything, I did manage to make a tier 9. Let's see how far away we are from the tier 10 mission. Obviously, a lot of this stuff we now have on passive. We're missing 4 Chaos Shards, that's not too bad. The rest of the stuff I think we actually have. Yeah, we have everything else. We're just missing 4 Chaos Shards. So to get our Chaos Shards, we were just missing some Quantum Flux. Previously, this was only in a single block extractor, so that has since been moved into a PA with 16 LUV extractors in there. I also found that we were running out of space for solidifiers, so we got another stack of machines added in, ready to receive their fluid and their mold. It may be that we don't fill all of these, but I didn't think we would fill the ones we already had, so I don't know. Maybe they end up all filled, maybe not. Then we had enough materials built up to send the tier 8 mission for the last Chaos Shards, and I began encoding the recipe for the Simulation Supercomputer, so that Applied Energistics will put it all into one chest for us, ready to build the multi-block. But yeah, before we can build that thing, we do need to send our tier 9 mission. We need 4 stacks of stellar creation data again. This is definitely something that we'll want to passive, but I did send a couple stacks of tier 2s for this. But yeah, we still have to hook up those microverse projectors up there, so I think we just use the old one for now. It should still all be functioning correctly, so long as we give it the right inputs. Yeah, there we go, and it is very slow, but there's not a whole lot we can do about that, honestly. And the tier 10 also should be craftable at this point. Yes, it is, nice. Let's see how long this takes us. And I forget, what else is the input items for this? Just some awakened draconium and the universe creation we're going to get from this tier 9. So we should be on our way for a second heart of the universe. Nice. I'm not sure if it's actually the most efficient way to use this either, to make the supercomputer, or if we should maybe invest in some solar panels or whatnot. But honestly, it doesn't even matter at this point. I really just want to play with this supercomputer. Also, I noticed that the pulsating polymer clay had been switched off. I have no idea how long that was like that. But yeah, it's already caught back up to 143k. This tier 10 craft also gives us a good opportunity to see where our bottlenecks lie, and I think it is fusion crafting, right? All of these awakened and chaotic cores come from fusion crafting. So yeah, as I suspected, we've got a few more towers to set up, maybe double or even triple the amount that we have here. So the heart of the universe just finished, we ordered up the supercomputer, and we should see it show up in our ender pouch any second now. Yeah, we got this link to that ender chest down there, and applied energistics should send everything that we need for this thing. This is actually a really cool trick. I've got the full assembly line encoded here as well, plus the NAC reactors Mark II, and a fusion reactor. I guess we don't really need the fusion reactor one anymore. There it is, it finally showed up, after some patience with the assembly lines. The Simulation Supercomputer. Oh, this is going to look so cool. Oh, I already love this thing. Alright, let's get this thing built. Oh, this was so worth it. Look at this thing. And look how quick it goes as well. So according to the quest here for it, we don't get any increased rate at pristines. It's capped at 30%. However, because this is running more often, we get more chance at pristines. But yeah, we have this running at UV with a UV CEF. We have an interface on the input bus here, which gives it pulsating polymer clay. And we also can just give it a data model to run. In this case, we're doing Ender Dragon. I put this in at basic tier and it's already at superior. Look how quickly this is leveling. That is insane. And yeah, we're already up to 93 pristines. You know, this multi-block right here is one of the main reasons I chose to replay this pack. Let's put a void upgrade in this drawer here though. Yeah, this thing is quite a recent addition to this pack. But man, is it worth it. Look how cool this thing is. Does it beat the processing array though? That is the question. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, I'm thinking that we're going to have multiple loot fabricators for just Ender Dragon pristines. I'm still really tempted to redo this whole thing, but it's... if I start it, it's going to take me like all the afternoon. And I think the priority right now is just getting more fusion crafters, honestly. But yeah, for now we're going to keep running Dragon, although it may be necessary to run some Shulker. We can get diamonds that way. In fact, we're already out of Shulker models. But yeah, we might switch in and out the data models, or we might just build another one. But building another one is not like we can just print it off at this point. We need a lot more tier 7s. And speaking of 7s, we did get our tier 7 automated today. It's actually not such a big jump up to the tier 8s either. Now that we got the tier 7s, that is. Power is still looking okay. We're at 600 years to fill. And I added a few solar panels here just to increase the production a little bit. I mean, not that this puts a dent compared to our Aquila reactors, but yeah. Anyways, guys, with that, we're going to wrap things up here. I've got a reactor to clean up behind me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon for some more at Nomifactory.